An original podcast from podlatino.com.
When you look at the music charts, the numbers are dazzling. Songs with hundreds of millions of streams, artists who seem to blow up overnight, and headlines announcing record-breaking success. But what if some of those numbers aren't real? What if, hidden behind the glossy surface of streaming platforms, there's a grey economy dedicated to inflating play counts? In this episode of Behind the Charts, we dive into the murky world of streaming farms, the networks of devices, bots, and services that buy fake plays to make songs look more popular than they really are. Let's start with what a streaming farm is. Imagine a warehouse full of smartphones or computers, all connected to the internet, running automated software that plays songs on repeat. These operations can involve thousands of devices, programmed to mimic human behavior just enough to avoid detection. Sometimes they're literal rooms stacked with phones. Other times, they're purely digital, botnets distributed across the globe. The purpose is simple: to artificially boost streaming numbers. Why would anyone do this? Because in the streaming era, numbers are everything. High play counts can attract attention from labels, playlists, and media. They can trick algorithms into recommending a song more often. They create the illusion of popularity, which can then translate into real popularity. A track that looks like it has momentum is more likely to be picked up by influencers, shared by fans, or placed in curated playlists. In other words, fake streams can serve as a shortcut to legitimacy. But what about the money? If platforms like Spotify pay per stream, doesn't that mean fake plays generate revenue? Yes and no. While every stream technically contributes to the revenue pool, the platforms have systems to detect and filter fraudulent activity. Still, many fake streams slip through. Estimates vary, but some analysts suggest that billions of streams each year are artificial. That means millions of dollars may be diverted from legitimate artists and into the pockets of those gaming the system. Consider the economics of a streaming farm. A service might charge $50 for 10,000 plays or $500 for 1 million. For an artist desperate to look successful, this seems like a bargain. They might not make that money back directly from royalties, but the boost in visibility could lead to better opportunities. A higher chart position, a label's attention, or more followers on social media. The financial incentive isn't just about direct payout, it's about perception, clout, and leverage. There have been high-profile cases that pulled the curtain back. In 2018, Tidal was accused of inflating streams for Beyoncé and Kanye West releases, allegedly boosting numbers by hundreds of millions. While the company denied wrongdoing, the controversy sparked debates about transparency in streaming. In other cases, smaller independent artists have been caught buying plays, leading to their songs being removed or their accounts suspended. How do platforms respond? Spotify, Apple Music, and others invest heavily in fraud detection. They use algorithms to track suspicious behavior. Streams coming from the same IP address, songs played on repeat for hours, or patterns that don't look human. They also partner with rights holders to investigate anomalies. When fake streaming is detected, the plays are removed and payments are withheld. Sometimes entire catalogues are taken down, yet the problem persists because fraudsters adapt just as quickly as the platforms. The existence of streaming farms also raises bigger questions. What does success really mean in the digital era? If numbers can be manipulated, how much can we trust the charts? For decades, the music industry has wrestled with versions of this problem. In the 1990s, Physical sales could be inflated by labels buying their own CDs. In radio, payola scandals revealed how money influenced airplay. Streaming farms are just the latest incarnation of an old trick, bending the system to create the appearance of popularity. For honest artists, the situation is frustrating. Competing against inflated numbers feels unfair. A musician who spends years building a real audience may see their hard work overshadowed by someone willing to pay for fake streams. On the other hand, some argue that the line isn't always clear. What about marketing agencies that run ad campaigns designed to drive streams? What about playlists that charge for placement? At what point does promotion slide into manipulation? The truth is, not all fake streams come from shady warehouses. Sometimes they come from fans themselves. Organized fan groups, especially in K-pop, are known for streaming songs on repeat to boost their idols' numbers. While not technically fraud, since those are real people pressing play, it still blurs the line between organic popularity and manufactured success. Streaming farms also highlight a deeper flaw in the system, the fact that streaming payouts are so low. When artists feel they can't earn a living from legitimate streams, the temptation to cheat grows stronger. If 1 million plays only pays a few $1,000s, the logic of buying 1 million fake streams for $500 doesn't seem so far-fetched. The problem isn't just fraud, it's the economics of the streaming era itself. So, who wins and who loses in this underground market? The operators of streaming farms profit, of course. Unsuspecting fans are misled, believing their favorite artist is more popular than they are. Legitimate musicians lose revenue and visibility. Platforms lose credibility when their charts are gamed. And in the end, the industry as a whole suffers from a trust deficit. If no one believes the numbers, what's the point of the charts? Yet the practice isn't going away anytime soon. As long as numbers equal influence, people will find ways to inflate them. The industry continues to adapt, building better detection systems and cracking down on offenders. But the arms race will continue. The lesson for listeners is clear. Don't take every statistic at face value. Viral hits may not be as organic as they seem. For artists, the lesson is more sobering. Shortcuts might offer temporary clout, but they carry risks: financial, reputational, and legal. In the end, streaming farms remind us that the music industry is not just about art and creativity. It's also about business, perception, and the constant push and pull between legitimacy and illusion. Behind the charts, the numbers are never as simple as they look.